greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here. Every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 3 decades plus of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing and regenerating system. It's designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while that may seem like a miracle to some folks, this renewing system is really nothing more than just the way the body works. And welcome to The Bright Side, friends. I am Pharmacist Ben, and thank you for being here. We've got lines open for you, 844-236-6010. We love hearing from you, 844-236-6010. If you have a comment or success story, questions about anything we're speaking about here today, questions about formulations, ingredients, or health challenge you may be dealing with or a loved one may be dealing with, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. We've got all the longevity products up, as well as a Join the Team link that you can click on if you want to sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team and start a longevity business, make a little spare change, side hustle, or make a full-time income, or anywhere in between. If you're an entrepreneur, if you like the health business, if health and nutritional supplementation has helped you in your life, and you want to pay it forward, this is an ideal way to do it, an ideal way to make some money at the same time. Call 866-735-2470 for more info, or click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And also think about liking our Facebook page or following us at our Facebook page, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. I got a Facebook Live hopefully coming up this weekend, and you'll get notified of that. We also do posts, and my moments of truth are up at our on our Facebook page, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. Thanks, Nasima, for setting that up. And I did my moment of truth today on optimism, actually. I do a moment of truth every day. If you want to be hip to that, if you want to get on the list for being notified when we do our moments of truth, or if you want to just check them out, go to our Facebook page, or like our Facebook page, or follow our Facebook page, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. Also, don't forget to take a look at our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, silicone, water, oil, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want. In any of our Truth Skin Health products, you shouldn't have to pay for ingredients that you're not using. That's really ridiculous when you think about it. Think about most skin health products, or skin care products, I should say. I'm calling them skin health products because when I formulate a product, I'm formulating them for skin health. But most skincare products that you buy in the department store, and by the way, the skincare products you buy in the department store are basically the same thing as the skincare products you buy anywhere else. They're 80-90% water. And then there are another 2 or 3% or 5% emulsifier, and another 5% wax, and a little glycerin, a little propylene glycol. By the time you get to an active ingredient, you got nothing. 0.1, 0.2% if you buy a so-called medical grade, which is just another marketing term, medical grade. Don't fall for that silliness about medical grade. By the way, medical grade, if you ever heard that, refers to inertia. Medical grade refers to a catheter or stent or something they put inside your body that doesn't do anything. So if you ever heard about medical grade skincare, it's pure stupidity because it basically means it doesn't do anything. In any case, most skin care products have fractions of percentages of active ingredients, and even if you get something that's high end, you maybe get 15 or 20%. Our True Skin Health products are up to 80% active ingredients, and the rest is just ingredients that help drive the active ingredients in. No preservatives, no fillers, no waxes, no water, no silicone, no nothing that your skin doesn't need or doesn't want, because you shouldn't put stuff on your skin that your skin doesn't need or doesn't want, and you shouldn't pay for stuff that your skin doesn't need or doesn't want. And that's why I came up with my True Skin Health products, truthtreatments.com. Make sure you take a look at our Perfect Pair special running indefinitely. For $49, you get a 5 ml Truth Transdermal C serum, lasts you about 3 or 4 weeks, along with a full-size Biomimetic Mineral Mist, money-back guarantee. Not that you're going to want it, but it's there for you if you're just kind of timid about plunking down $49, which just doesn't seem like a lot of money. But anyway, truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com, and thank you for being on the bright side. We're talking about the bioelectricity of the body. We're talking about health. We're talking about health as a bioelectrical phenomena. The problem with how we take care of our bodies is we don't recognize the electrical nature of the body. We live in a chemocentric world. We live in a world of chemistry. Nutrition is really about chemistry, at least the way we address it. But fundamentally, nutrition is about electricity. It's about electronics. It's about bioelectricity. In fact, nutrition only works because it acts as a temporary storage spot for the flow of energy. What we call nutrients, vitamins, minerals, proteins, fats, carbs, they're really holding spots for electrical energy that bounce around from vitamins to minerals to proteins. Electrons, or pieces of electricity, just bounce around from these different chemicals. The reason all these chemicals and molecules are important to ingest is because without them, you short circuit. You don't have a flow. It's all about flow. Energy, electrical energy is all about flow. Health is all about flow. And by the way, psychological health is about flow too. There's a phenomena that a University of Chicago professor called Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Don't even try to spell that. It's almost impossible to pronounce if you see it. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He was a psychology professor. He's got a PhD in psychology. And he came up with the concept of psychological flow. Psychological flow is the idea that is when you're in the zone. The zone is kind of like, if you've ever seen movies of athletes and when they're running, when a football player, for example, is running down the field, sometimes in movies they'll do it in slow motion and the crowd will go silent. That's what flow is like. That's what the flow state is like. It's also known as being in the zone. This is a mental state where you're fully immersed in whatever you're doing. Have you ever been in the flow? It's a pretty amazing state. I've only been in the flow a couple times in my life. Really, really in the flow. It's a heightened state of consciousness. Being in the zone. You're fully immersed in what you're doing. You're full of focus, but it's a energized focus. It's a really special way of feeling, and it creates a sense of enjoyment in whatever you're doing, this flow state. Well, from an electronic standpoint, it's kind of the same thing. When you're in the flow state from a bioelectrical standpoint, your body is completely immersed in living. It's completely in the flow. Your body, from an electrical standpoint, is hyper-focused. And in order for that to occur, electricity has to be able to move without being short-circuited. As we age, we said this before, as we age, we short-circuit. As we age, we ossify, we calcify, we get harder. This is the way we break down. This is what disease is all about. This is what all disease is about. It's about calcification, i.e. fibrosis, and deterioration, and they happen together. First we deteriorate, then we fibrosize. We become fibrous. First we break down, and then the body repairs the breakdown with fibrosis and hardening. All disease, all health challenges are deterioration and fibrosis, period. End of story. That's all they are. And there's no drug, there's no surgery, there's nothing in the doctor's magic bag of tricks that can help you with deterioration, degeneration, and fibrosis. And that's what all disease is. This is what we talk about when I say simplification. And health is simple. You got to figure out why you're deteriorating, and you got to figure out why you're ossifying. And what you'll find all the time is toxicity, and a lack of nutrition, and a lack of oxygen. Period. It's just very, very simple. Nutrition and oxygen are important for electrical flow, and toxicity is important to keep the flow going. Or detoxicity is important to keep the flow going. When we're toxic, we short circuit. When we're lack of oxygen, we short circuit. When we have lack of nutrition, we short circuit. And that's what it's all about, really. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. On the bright side, Pharmacist Ben here, and got lots of lines open. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about formulations, ingredients, health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010. I will be doing a talk in my lab in Denver on February 29th, 2020, 2240 Curtis Street in Denver, Colorado, 80205. We'll talk longevity, we'll talk some skin health stuff, and we'll give away some longevity products as well. Hope to see you there if you're in the Denver area, or even if you're not in the Denver area, if you want to come down. That's a week from this Saturday, February the 29th, 2020, and it'll be tailored for longevity, but we'll talk about all kinds of stuff, including skin health, and give away some BTT and maybe some nightly essence and maybe some pollen burst. And, I don't know, see what we can dig into to give away. And that's February 29th, 2020, 11 a.m. Hope to see you there. 2240 Curtis Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. And if you want to purchase Truth Skin Health products, go to truthtreatments.com. Truthtreatments.com. If you want to purchase longevity products, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. We've got all kinds of good health information, free health information, lots of videos, and our Moments of Truth up at criticalhealthnews.com, and also on our Facebook page, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. All right, so we are talking about the electrical nature of the body, and that's kind of like, as you know, if you've listened to this program, that's that's actually my favorite thing to talk about, is the quantum nature of the body, the quantum nature of chemistry, the quantum nature of nutrition, and what we call vitamins and minerals and proteins and fats and carbs, which all work via quantum. We got to start, we've known about this whole electron and proton and nucleus nature and the atomic nature, the electronic nature, the quantum nature of reality, of our world. We've known about it since the late 1800s. It really got going maybe the beginning of the 20th century, but we still haven't moved into it from a cultural standpoint. We still focus on chemistry. We still focus on molecules. This is one of the reasons I came out with my True Skin Health products. My True Skin Health products work at the quantum level. They work at the electronic level. That's why I use polyelectrolytes. That's why I use vitamins. The facility that electricity moves through the body and through the skin is the major determining factor of how healthy we will be, how easy it is for flow to occur. When we break something, when tissue deteriorates, when we get harder and calcify in response to that deterioration, we don't have flow. Anything you could do to facilitate flow, psychological flow for mental and emotional well-being, or physical flow for physical well-being, will make you healthier. Exercise works because it improves flow. Rest works because it improves flow. Nutrition works because it improves flow. Oxygen works because it improves flow. Inflammation causes disease because it blocks flow. That's all you need to know. All you need to know is the truth about flow. How flow works. What we call nutrients work because of flow. They're storage points for electricity that's bouncing around. We talked in the past about electrolytes: magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, chloride, sulfur, sulfate. And we've talked about polyelectrolytes. Polyelectrolytes have multiple electrical charges. Polyelectrolytes are chains of electricity. Dr. Wallach's been talking about this for years, but he never really called it that. Colloidal minerals work because they're electrically charged. Polyelectrolytes work because they're electrically charged. And by the way, when something has an electrical charge, it also has magnetism. It's called electromagnetism. And anything that has an electrical charge is also going to have a magnetic property. And this is why polyelectrolytes, long chains of electrolytes, are so valuable. This is why vegetables are so valuable. This is why farmers will sprinkle polyelectrolytes on their soil if they want to grow big plants. Polyelectrolytes make things grow because they're magnetic and they're electrical. Polyelectrolytes, we call them fulvic minerals. If you've heard the term fulvic minerals, it's basically a synonym for polyelectrolytes. There's a little more to it than that, but basically, fulvic minerals are polyelectrolytes. They have lots of binding spots due to their thread-like nature. Just think of a magnet think of a single magnet, and then think of a long chain of magnets. You could imagine that the long chain of magnets, the polyelectrolytes, the polymagnets, Remember, electricity and magnetism are basically the same thing, or they're two sides of the same coin. Polyelectrolytes equals polymagnets. And you can picture in your head that a polyelectrolyte or a polymagnet would have far more attractive properties than a single magnet. And this is what makes these polyelectrolytes so darn important. And how they're created is just so fascinating to me. Lithotropes. Stone or rock is turned into polyelectrolytes via lithotropes. Litho means stone, trope means eating. The earth is a rock, and it gets turned into an electrical substance via stone eaters. Lithotropes, which are bacteria or microbes that live on the surface of the earth. They live on the surface of the rock, this stone that's floating around in space. A mineral isn't going to get you much life. And by the way, when we talk about nutritional minerals, that is a complete misnomer, and it is a source of tremendous confusion in the world of nutrition when we talk about minerals. We shouldn't really say minerals, because the body doesn't really use minerals. It uses atoms. It uses elements. I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. Because I'm guilty of using the term minerals, nutritional minerals, as much as anybody, because it's just in the vernacular. It's in the language. But really, we're talking about atoms. Minerals don't do anything. Minerals, if you took a scoop of minerals, a spoonful of minerals, and put it in water, it would just sink to the bottom. A mineral is a big glob of atoms, and it has really very little, it doesn't have a lot of electricity. It has some. Everything's got some electrical energy, of course. But a mineral doesn't have anywhere near the electrical power or the magnetic power that it has when it gets broken up. These lithotropes will digest the mineral and turn this big glob of atoms, which is what a mineral is, into a long string of individual atoms. How that happens is just one of the most amazing biological processes in all of biology. How a bacteria, how a microbe can process, digest, eat, whatever word you want to use, a mineral and turn it into a long string of atoms. But it does it. Nothing else can do it. Just these bacteria can do it. These long strings of atoms that have been converted by these microbes from the mineral, from the rock that is the earth, now have tremendous activity. They go from being basically inert and sinking to the bottom of a glass of water to dispersing or dissolving in a glass of water. The fact that this rock can now dissolve in a glass of water is the end result of tremendous quantum energy. Electrical energy, electrical power. You can think about it. You can because of the actions of these bacteria, you can now take a mineral and it'll dissolve in water. And once it dissolves in water, it now has amazing electrical activity because water electrifies things. The reaction between these polyelectrolytes and the water creates tremendous electrical power. It has structuring power. The water is actually structured by these minerals. And in the body, this structured water is how water exists. And once water becomes structured, and by the way, protein structures water, collagen structures water, the protein globs, the albumin and the various proteins in the bloodstream structure water. So all these things have a structuring power. And once water becomes structured via the action of these polyelectrolytes or these proteins, it is an amazing substance. It's magical water. I call it magical water because now it is completely, it's a superconductor. It all connects. It's not, the drops of water are scattered around. They're uniform and coherent. That's amazing. All right, we'll continue when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. All right, we're back with the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. You have questions about anything we're speaking about here today, the electrical nature of the body, the electrical nature of your skincare products. Who would have thought that healthy skin or effective skin health products are going to be electrically active? Well, just common sense if you know that the body's an electrical system. If you can upregulate, I love that word, upregulate, it's my favorite word in chemistry, in biochemistry, means make things happen. That's what skin health products should do. They should make things happen on the skin. And if you really want to make things happen, upregulate, and when I say the skin, I mean the cell. If you really want to make things happen or upregulate cellular activity in the skin, you need to have electricity. You need to have electrical energy. True transdermal C serum facilitates electrical energy and electrical movements. Our high hyaluronic hyaluronic mineral hydrator with honey also facilitates electrical movement. Our chemical peels facilitate electrical movement. It's all about electricity. And it's the missing link in health, the missing link in healthcare, the missing link in our understanding of nutrition. The missing link in skincare is the idea that you want to facilitate the flow of electrical energy. Just like if you want to be healthy mentally, you want to facilitate flow. It's called, the idea of the flow state, or being in the zone, is called positive psychology. There's actually people who get PhDs. There's actually doctors of positive psychology. The father of the concept, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, 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 University of Chicago professor, PhD from the University of Chicago. He came up with the idea. He got it from Taoism and Buddhism, actually, because in Taoism and Buddhism and Hinduism, they talk about meditation as a way of facilitating flow. And by the way, that's why meditation works. It facilitates flow. It's a state of a calm focus, hyper focus. If you can, sounds like an oxymoron maybe, to be calm and to be hyper focused, but if you can put those two together, you get into the meditative state or the flow state. Kids who are playing video games will sometimes get into this state. Even watching television or getting into watching a movie. And this might be one of the reasons why we like watching TV shows and watching movies. If you've ever just stared at the TV and you go from one TV show to the next, to the next, to the next, and you don't move, you're in the flow state. Now, you may not be getting much benefit from it intellectually, but from a biochemical standpoint, being in the flow state is very beneficial. When you're watching a movie, you're actually concentrating on the present moment to an extent that most of us don't usually do. If you ever watched a movie and your mind wandered, and all of a sudden you forgot what's happening or you missed something, and now you don't understand what's going on, that's kind of how we live our life. But if you're watching a movie and you're so into it, you're just part of that reality, that's the flow state. And we can live that way in real life. We can live our life like we're watching a movie. And it is kind of a movie. There's not much difference, really. It's all kind of synthesized and fabricated and put together in your brain. But if you live your life with the kind of immersion and focus that you have when you're watching a really, really good movie, you're going to have a much more rewarding life. You're going to experience your life as being a really cool thing. It's going to be very rewarding to you. Unfortunately, it takes a disaster for us to really be immersed in our lives. That's the only time, for the most part. No, I shouldn't say that, but that's one of the most important times, for the most part, when we're immersed in our reality, is when something crappy is happening. What if we could defocus when something crappy is happening and seriously focus when something is really, really good is happening? That would change our way we live our lives. All right. So anyway, we'll continue our talk on bioelectronics and flow and the flow state, the biochemical flow state here in the coming days. And by the way, I'm doing a talk in my lab February 29th. Just got an email from a listener, Ron, who says, are you going to be YouTubing it? I'm going to try to YouTube it or Facebook it. I'm not really sure exactly of the technology that's required, but I do have a young millennium guy. My friend Ryan is going to be there, and he's really hip to how you get all this stuff on social media. I'm okay at it. I don't want to say I'm really bad at it, but I'm not great. So we'll see if we can get it on YouTube or Facebook. And that's this February 29th, 2020. If you're in the Colorado area, I'd love to see you. February 29th, 2020 at 2240 Curtis Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. And that is... we'll go on at 11 a.m. All right. Study finds nutrition is... We'll get your calls here in a second, so if you're on hold, hang on. Study finds nutrition is a key factor for psychological health in adults. It's a new study. It's actually a meta-analysis. That is a study of studies that looked at 13 studies. It's a study that looked at 13 studies and 1,233 participants. They found that supplements with omega-3 fatty acids can improve and reduce symptoms of even major depressive disorders. Another study published in 2018 added more support to the idea that you could use omega-3 fatty acids for controlling depression. And this particular study was done on heart failure patients. It's easy to understand why somebody with heart failure would be depressed, but it turns out that using omega-3 fatty acids can help you with depression, even if you're dealing with heart failure. Other researchers found that the B vitamins, and I love the B vitamins, man, that is a really underappreciated set of nutrients. The B complex of vitamins. Nobody ever says, I'm going to take some B complex. People say, I'm going to take vitamin C. They say, I'm going to take essential fatty acids, but you rarely hear people saying, I better supplement with my B vitamins. And that's unfortunate. In fact, the B vitamins are, when we're talking about flow, that's their role. All vitamins facilitate flow as part of what they do. But the B vitamins are literally about energy flow. The B vitamins are how energy flows within the cell, within the cell's factory, the so-called mitochondria. The movement of electricity within those mitochondria is dependent on niacin and thiamine and riboflavin, so-called B vitamins. Just phenomenally important. According to a scientific review that was published in 2017, low levels of B vitamins are common in depression, and supplementation with the B vitamins has been shown to improve depression outcomes. Here's the problem with the B vitamins. They're water soluble, which means you lose them. You pee them out. You urinate them out. So even if you're taking B vitamins, you're going to lose them, and you could run deficient in B vitamins a couple hours after you take them. That's why you want to drink your B vitamins, and that's why the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is so darn important. There's a lot of good stuff in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's a remarkably powerful and elegant and really effective formulation. In my 30-plus years of formulating experience, it may be the best formulated nutritional product I've ever seen. And if you don't use any other longevity products, you can change your life just with that, just with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. But one of the main reasons why the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is so powerful and so effective is because it's the B vitamins, and not just the B vitamins. It's the B vitamins in a liquid. Remember, liquid facilitates flow. The B vitamins do their work better in liquid. The electrolytes do their work better in liquid. All nutrition does its work better in liquid. Before I went to break, I was talking about the organizing nature, the organizing properties of electrolytes, and proteins for that matter, how water gets organized. When water gets organized, it becomes coherent. When water is coherent and structured, it's actually literally called structured water, it's a whole new kind of water. And this, in the body, when this water becomes structured, it becomes a superconductor. A superconductor is a material that conducts energy without resistance. Flow usually has resistance, like electricity going through a copper wire has some resistance. That's why it's not instantaneous. There's a little time lag from point A to point B. But when you have a superconductor, the energy flows instantaneously, and that accounts for the great mystery of how the body can change so quickly. How you can take a drug and it can affect the entire body, or a supplement and it can affect the entire body almost instantaneously because of the superconductor. On the bright side with lines open, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about anything we're speaking about here today, I am Pharmacist Ben, and you're listening to The Bright Side. Time to hit the phones. Let's go to Alaska and say good morning to Elaine. What is up, Elaine? How's it going today?
Hey, good. Very good. I have a comment and a question. I don't know how much time I have.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Just got a few more callers, but that's okay. What's going on?
Good. First, my comment. I want to thank you. It's funny, you were just talking about YouTube. I've started a YouTube channel, and I was debating, what do I call it? A couple months ago, being a physical therapist, I wanted to call it Action Potential, because you know what?
I like that. I like that, Action Potential. That's great.
And I was debating, and I was listening to you right when I'm having this mental debate, and there was this crazy resonance, because you started talking about an action potential, and I think you said potential is information.
Now, that sounds cool. Did I really say that? Wow, I say some cool things, don't I?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember, but that's true. No, but I can see myself saying it. Potential is loaded with information, yes. It's potential. It doesn't get expressed. It's just packed with information. That's right.
Right, and then you said what you do with that information is the action. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is a sign that so it's called Action Potential Radio, and they're just 2 to 3 minutes vignettes, little videos on certain health issues that are related to physical therapy. So I wanted to thank you for that.
Hang on. Before you go away here, or before you ask your other question, how do we get to it? I want to take a look at it.
So go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And
search Action Potential?
Yeah, just search Action Potential.
I will be doing that.
And you'll see the little graph. My daughter, she's an artist. She actually made the little logo.
Okay.
And, and just...
So if you just search in the little search box, when you go to your YouTube page, just search in the search box for Action Potential.
Yeah, Action Potential.
Got
it. You'll see the little graph of what an Action Potential looks like. The millivolts. And they're just really fun. So my goal is to make 2 a month.
Very cool. Is it you talking? Is it you talking?
Yeah. Lessons, and then it's great because then it's homework that I can give to my patients. They can,
that's awesome.
Now,
if you search, Elaine, if you search Action Potential, aren't you going to get a lot of stuff like just on action potentials? Because it's a common term.
I think, I don't know. I'm actually not sure. So,
yeah, it seems like you get a lot of stuff. Why don't you send me a link when you have a chance? You have my phone. So just text me a link. I want to take a look at it. And then I'll talk about it on the radio.
I'm not talk about it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll promote it for you.
And then my question, I'm probably going to butcher this. Lichen planus?
Lichen planus, yes, and lichen sclerosus. Those are miserable. Oh my God, those are two miserable.
Patient with like old scarring from it on her torso. Would your products help with that?
Here's the thing. Scar is a scar. By definition, a scar is a scar. It doesn't go away. A scar means it's permanent. What you can do is you can reduce the appearance of scars, and while you're healing from a burn or cut or scrape or inflammatory condition, and you want to prevent post-inflammatory scarring, and that can happen, while you're healing, you want to use our omega-6 healing cream, and you want to use nutrition while you're healing. Once the scar occurs, it's there. And that's, I say that because, and I think it's really important, because there's a lot of scar creams out there and scar products out there. And I always hear, I get that question a lot, what do you have for scar? Because we have this idea that we can reverse scarring, but by definition, literally, the word scar means permanent. So you're not reversing a scar once it's there. That doesn't happen. And don't fall for creams and lotions that say a scar reversal, because it can't happen. If it does happen, it wasn't a scar. Does it make sense? A scar means permanent.
Yeah.
Now, lichen planus is an awful condition. It usually affects the genitals, but it can affect anywhere, the nails, skin, hair, but mucous membranes in the genitals are where it tends to happen. It's just itchy, flat bumps that are all over the body. Whenever you have growths on the body, especially they itch, you're dealing with an immune condition. In fact, lichen planus is thought to be part of an autoimmune problem, where the body so-called attacks itself. Whenever you have an autoimmune issue, whenever you have an immune issue, whenever you have inflammation, microinflammation, that you can't see, but it's inflammatory, you're dealing with something that's getting into the body that shouldn't. And whenever that happens, well, obviously, unless you're IV drug user and you're injecting it, you're dealing with a food problem. I have yet to see, in 35 years of doing this, and I've seen a lot of lichen planus patients and lichen sclerosus, which is similar. I have yet to see a lichen sclerosus or lichen planus patient. Lichen planus, by the way, is LICHEN PLANUS, lichen planus or lichen sclerosus. I've yet to see a lichen planus or lichen sclerosus patient that doesn't have an associated digestive problem. It can't happen. In fact, it happens with all autoimmune conditions. So if you're dealing with these little flat bumps and they're itchy and they're in, like I say, they're usually in the mucous membrane. They can be anywhere, but a lot of times they're in the mucous membrane area, and you can just imagine how miserable that is to have it in your genitals, where you're itching and it's inflamed and it burns and it's just awful. Look to food. Go on a food diary, fast, eliminate problem foods. Gluten is a big problem with lichen planus. All autoimmune issues need to be regarded as food issues. Get on the nightly essence from Longevity. Use digestive enzymes, apple cider vinegar. You know the drill, Elaine. It's the food thing. That's where you want to focus.
Because she's native Alaskan, so she's got kind of darker skin already, and then the little.
She's eating a lot of processed food, no doubt. No doubt she's eating lots of processed food because
No. No. She's super, super healthy. Very.
No, she's not. How could she be super healthy with lichen planus?
Well, I'm sure there's a stress. She's got a lot of stress.
Elaine, listen. Lichen planus is a sign of some. So you can't be super healthy. That's like, if you have it, you can't be super healthy.
Maybe at one point she ate poorly, but now she's very.
Now it's scarring. Now she has scarring, but she doesn't have the condition.
So
I gotcha.
Your 5% retinol gel.
It'll definitely improve the appearance. Yeah. Where does she have the condition? Where is it?
Like her torso, like her stomach and her back.
Absolutely. Retinol 5%. Again, you're not going to get rid of scarring, but you can improve the appearance dramatically.
Yeah, I can't believe how much your 5% lightens like my little.
Isn't that great?
It's on your hand. It's like they're gone. I'm just like.
I know. And plus, it's not.
Great.
It's good. It's good for you. You get more collagen with retinol. You get more high hyaluronic acid and better skin cell growth. It's an overall tonic for the skin. Retinol is a tonic for the skin. Plus, you get the skin lightening effects. I want to get a couple more calls in, Elaine.
Real quick, I'll recommend her 5% gel and then the omega-6.
You are the bomb. Thank you, Elaine.
Okay.
God bless you.
All right.
Have a big, beautiful day.
Too.
All right, bye-bye. Tony, where have you been? Tony in California. What's going on, my man?
I'm great, and I wanted to sing you the song, but I really have a serious
Hey,
problem.
Tony, listen. Tony, before I forget, I want to get your song. I had no way to get a hold of you. I didn't know how to get a hold of you. So I wanted to get your song. You sang this beautiful song, and my friend Robert, who does my webpage, he said, you should put that song on as your theme. And I thought, that's a great idea, but I didn't know how to get a hold of you. So what do I do? You want to send me an email?
I'll definitely get it to you. I'm 84, but I'm learning how to use the my
internet.
iPhone my son bought.
Let me give you my email, Tony. Tony, let me give you my email before I forget. Ben at KSCO, like the radio station, .com.
I know.
Ben at
I know.
Okay, good. What's
Everybody
going on?
Everybody on KSCO has the same system. Anyway, yes I've been skipping multiple times. I was shocked when a doctor told me, what about your heart? Have you had this? What? He says, you're skipping beats multiple times per minute. And so I got onto I figured it must be osteoporosis, and I really hit, in the last 2 weeks, I've really been hitting the OsteoFX and gelatin, and I seem to have completely gotten rid of the feeling of giddiness that you get when you skip beats. The feeling of being
what happened? You get a feeling of giddiness?
Well, yeah, being slightly drunk, oxygen deprived or something. But I was half a beer short of being drunk, and actually it's not an unpleasant sensation. But I have been completely getting rid of that. But I have another problem. My skin suddenly I'm starting to show my age. My skin on my legs got loose. I used to have beautiful, shapely legs.
Are you doing the essential fats? Hey, I'm running out of time here, Tony. You doing the essential fats?
Very heavy on that, yes.
Yeah, do the essential fats.
Email
me the phone number. Let me just say this real quick. If you're doing a lot of fats but you're not getting the benefits, then focus on digestive enzymes, with probiotics, lecithin granules, and apple cider vinegar with your meals because it could be absorption. Also, vitamin A.
All of that.
Vitamin A, Tony. 20,000 IU vitamin A a day.
I am doing that every day. So
all right, we got some more stuff. Send me an email. Thank you, Tony. All right, buddy. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.